So we have been talking about mouse and keyboard support for literally years on this channel. It's been something that I've been highly pushing for. I've been very supportive and talked about all the benefits that come along with it. In some ways, it already is there. There are a lot of people playing with mouse and keyboard on the Xbox already with third-party devices like the Zen 4, which allow you to plug in a mouse and keyboard and emulate that for the controller. And these devices are really popular. There's a lot of people using them, but we're still not at the point where you can just simply plug in a mouse and keyboard without a third-party device and it just simply work. Now, they have started to roll it out extremely slow, like with Minecraft, you can plug in a mouse and keyboard, but we're still waiting on that wider adoption. But Windows Central is reporting today that they've received leaked documents. They are aware of a presentation that Microsoft gave to developers earlier this year that explained how to implement mouse and keyboard support on the Xbox. So even though we've been talking about for years, we've been saying it's coming for years, it seems like it's really getting close to being here finally for the Xbox. And it also looks like they may be partnering with Razer and making devices that work better, for instance, in your lap. Because one of the harder things in using a mouse and keyboard is it's not something you really think of being able to use on your couch, which there are devices, there's like things that you can place across your lap that make it a little bit easier, and they've got keyboards now that have a mouse pad attached to it that lay over your lap. So there are things that make it possible, but it's still not the easiest thing in the world, but they're going to be working on it. So they do mention that this will be supporting all USB mice that is currently supported by Windows, including wireless mice. In the presentation that was given to devs, they talked about implementing RGB lighting on Xbox games, which I've talked about before whenever I've done previous reviews of different keyboards that have RGB lighting. I mean, lighting's cool just because it looks cool, but it also serves a purpose for highlighting specific keys, which is extremely useful if you're just trying to get used to a keyboard. Because if you look at a keyboard and you see all these keys, and it's like, oh my god, I'll never learn how to play this game. But I mean, most games use very few keys, so you're not using all of them. So you can use lighting to just highlight the keys that you're going to be using, or if you're learning a brand new game and you haven't memorized everything yet, you can set it up that way. So anyway, they're talking about being able to implement the RGB lighting with Xbox games. Microsoft says that they're leaving it entirely up to developers as to how they want to implement mouse and keyboard with the Xbox. They say that the Xbox will be able to detect these peripherals, so therefore the devs, whenever they're building competitive multiplayer playlists, they can filter these people out. So you can have playlists that only allow people to come in who are using the mouse and keyboard, or if you want to say there's a playlist just for people using the gamepad, then here you go, you have that option. So it's not something, a lot of people always down the idea of using a mouse and keyboard because they're like, oh, we don't need to be playing against those people, even though they're already playing against those people. But Xbox is going to give the devs the ability to lock down those playlists, especially when it comes to online multiplayer. According to the details Windows Central is reporting on, they say at the time of this presentation, the intent was actually to roll this out this fall. Now, there's been no word on if this has been delayed or called off, but it's looking pretty promising because this is something that Microsoft has been saying is coming for a pretty long time, and it's something that needs to be there. And I've been saying forever that if Xbox is able to open up the console to these new peripherals, just as it's done with racing wheels or fighting sticks, this gives gamers more reason, I think, to own an Xbox. It gives gamers more choices when it comes to games because this is going to open up support for a whole lot of games that are currently on PC only. Just the other day I made a video which made a lot of people mad, but facts don't care about your feelings. I said that Microsoft has announced more PC exclusives recently than the Xbox exclusives. Just at E3, they announced that Gears Tactics is coming to the PC, but not on the Xbox as of right now. They've also mentioned Age of Empires, which is also going to be PC only and is a huge AAA game. Now, people don't like it whenever you bring this fact up. Of course, if these games were coming to Xbox, then everybody everybody would be screaming at the top of the roof how great this news is. But whenever you mention that it's not coming to Xbox, oh, that's just stupid. We don't care about that game. Just shut up. Everybody sees through it. For Age of Empires, it's an RTS game, so I can understand it not being built with controllers in mind. But for Gears Tactics, it makes no sense because this isn't a real-time strategy game. This isn't an RTS. There is zero excuse for this not to come to console because this is a turn-based game. But if you add mouse and keyboard support to the Xbox, then there's really no reason why you shouldn't see these games on Xbox. And again, that destroys that narrative. And so what Xbox gamers should want is more options, more games on their console of choice. Plus, if you add that support, then I see no reason why you couldn't open up the machine and even use Windows type features. Back when the Xbox was first revealed, they actually mentioned it being able to be used for different businesses because you could run different applications on it. I don't know that actually went over and anybody did that or if they still support it or whatever, but if you had this capability, then that makes for a really cheap basic PC. And also, if you have mouse and keyboard support, then who knows? Maybe you could actually have a Steam app on the Xbox. And that would give Xbox users a huge library of games. And it would fit with Phil Spencer's vision that you should be able to play your games on any device. And in one day, you could have more console exclusives added to your console than you could dream of. And so it's not about turning your console into a PC. It's about taking your console, which already has the abilities to do a lot of PC features, and expanding its possibilities and use. And I think it would be a huge step in opening up Xbox. There's a ton of benefits that come along with it, virtually no downsides, again, since people are already using mouse and keyboard emulators. So you make it legit, you open up separate playlists for online, and you add more value to the system. I think it is a win-win, and I'm excited for them to finally announce that mouse and keyboard support is here. So post your thoughts down below on this news, and if you want to read the article, links down in the description box. Stay tuned to videogamesandnews.com. I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. Hey gang, thanks for watching. If you enjoy this video and the content I produce, be sure to hit the like button, subscribe, hit the notification bell to receive alerts, and if you want to help with future content and would like to see your name immortalized on my videos, consider pledging $1 a month on Patreon. It's entirely optional. I'm always going to continue to make my content public, but any money donated does help to pay for the upkeep of VGN and the servers and helps to negate YouTube demonetizing my content. All of your support is appreciated, even if it's just you simply watching this video. I thank you for being here. Take care.